The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hello and welcome to another edition of our program, CHW in Action, with your host, your CHW, Rafael Calderon. Today we're doing a very special show, and I call it special because Mr. Jared is back to us. I should say Mr. Barbosa. Okay, I will say. No, Jared and I go way back. We used to do a lot of work in the community, and we had a nice interview a few years ago, sometime last year, when he was doing LIFA. Now he's back with Billy, and we'll introduce you to both of them. But it's going to be something cool. It's going to be based on this. I'm going to read you what it is. It's on. They have a soccer league. It's called International Soccer Club. It's sponsorship. Oh, this is a sponsorship information packet. But I want to read it because I want to make sure that I get it right, because I want them to tell me about the mission. The mission statement is, ISC is committed and dedicated to broadening opportunities and enhancing the game of soccer for players and fans through civic engagement and local partnerships. That sounds very cool. Okay, so now let's welcome our guests. Jared, good to have you back.
Nice to see you again, sir.
Really good to meet you.
Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you.
Now, guys, tell me. We'll talk about this thing. This is your show. I want you guys to just let everybody know the cool things you're doing.
Yeah.
Tell me what the mission statement stands for.
So you know, we knew that when the opportunity was essentially given to us. You know, we knew that after really looking into it, that a lot of the best practices for a successful soccer organization is to really be ingrained in the community, so when the opportunity did arise to participate in the league, given our already kind of strong presence in the community through LIFA, through One Greater Nashua, several hats that I wear in the community as it is, we felt that that this is something that we should definitely go after. And with that being said, I mean, Nashua right now it's a very exciting time for Nashua. I mean, even in terms of soccer itself. I mean, we have, it's almost a no-brainer, because we have over, as president of the Soccer Council, I'm aware of different information, different soccer organizations in Nashua, but we have over 2,500 people playing the game. That's from ages 3 to 70. I mean, we have multiple people playing the game, a very high population.
Very awesome.
Yeah. But there's that one missing piece, and that missing piece is that professional level game. So the way that we kind of see it is especially particularly for the youth itself, to be able to experience a high level soccer match on a regular basis, and we just feel that in our mission statement we talk about partnerships, we talk about collaboration, because we just feel that just having a presence in the community is very, very important to us, and we want to just strengthen that and broaden that. And one of the key things too is that we don't want to rebuild the wheel, right? We just want to build a bigger table, really, and just or reinvent the wheel, I should say, right? But we want to just bring more people on board. We don't want to disrupt a lot of the great things that are happening in Nashua soccer. If it goes from with LIFA, with NYSL, Over the Hill Soccer League. There's a lot of great things that are happening right now, and and being able in terms of broadening opportunities for youth, for the older population, and we just think now's the right time to bring something like this to Nashua, and so we're looking forward to it.
So am I.
Yes.
So am I. And Billy, what does that mission statement mean to you?
Well, essentially, he just pretty much hit every point. I was 6 years old the first time I played on a soccer team out of Nashua, and I've coached for LIFA on a volunteer basis when my employment allowed. A couple of years back, and it was a strictly volunteer basis. And the community of Nashua, this people care so much about this sport, and the timing, just couldn't have been better for this all to come together. It took a 30-second conversation with Jared, which it never really has happened before in my life. I felt bad. I cut him off so quickly. He called me when I was leaving work one day and said, this league is coming to the Northeast. How do you feel about putting a team out of Nashua? And before he even finished saying Nashua, I said I'm 100% in.
Yeah.
And for me it was absolutely a no-brainer. And International Soccer Club, we both played for his father's club.
Nice.
He took me off of a hockey rink when I was 6 years old and gave me some soccer cleats and taught me how to play the game under the International Soccer Club banner. And being able to pay that tribute back to him with a pro team out of Nashua with the same club name, is huge for both of us. In a 20-minute TV segment, I can't tell you all the things that Manny's done for me in my life.
Oh, we can make it an hour.
I could go on for days. So, and to be able to come together with Jared and create this opportunity for the younger kids, for them to, the kids that we've coached in this community, to have a pro team to look up to and, eventually play for, have that, opportunity. And create that pathway for them was huge for us, and that's why, it was an absolute no-brainer for us.
Awesome. Yeah. See, now I know you a little bit. I'm getting to know you pretty good, but the audience, because we haven't spoken in a long time.
Yeah.
This show has now become syndicated. So now it actually plays in different cities, in different states.
Oh, look at that.
Yes. Well, it's just a way of service. Just to help more people.
Yeah.
So I know a little bit about you, and I'm getting to know about Billy. But for someone that doesn't know who you guys, we all know. I know LIFA, but what does LIFA stand for?
Yep.
I know that it's part of One Greater Nashua. I still love One Greater Nashua, even though I'm not so involved anymore.
Yep.
But for someone that doesn't know really what those two organizations that do so much for the community of Nashua, what can you tell us, or can you both tell us about both those?
Yeah, I can quickly speak to to the both of them. Is One Greater Nashua, has been around we're going on our third year, and I think the first time we spoke, I think we were just on our first year. So we're going on our third year. We are a coalition of key stakeholding organizations, representatives from those organizations, with a goal of improving overall health equity through social integration and inclusion. And LIFA was essentially born out of that, right? So we are in One Greater Nashua has a three-pronged approach.
What does LIFA stand for?
Oh, LIFA stands for Latino Hispanic International Football Association. Yes. So LIFA, back in the day, LIFA was only an adult soccer league. And so, but Filiberto Chavito, who's he's the president of LIFA, and he's been the president of the LIFA Adult Soccer League for over, I think, about 6-7 years now, and has just been doing a wonderful job with the league. It's just a wonderful event. It's a nice Sunday day event for families to go to, to play some soccer, eat some food, and and just have a good time. But we came together, him, myself, my brother Hayden Barbosa, who's now the head coach at Riviera University.
Nice.
And it was at that time, we're looking about 4 or 5 years ago, where we wanted to come together and do something for the youth. We recognized that there was a huge need for a soccer team, an affordable soccer program club for the community, because we recognized that there was huge population of kids missing out on an opportunity to play the game.
That's a nice way to put it. I was going to say something else.
Yeah.
Because that I used to work with the youth, and I know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But missing out is a better way to put it.
Yeah. So that's what kind of we started there. We went from, it was at that time we had one team. We're going on 7 teams. We were at 10, 15 kids then to over 120 now. We're growing. We're getting more and more support, from the local community. So a lot of that work has driven us to bring International Soccer Club to to here now, because we've we've had kids for a long time who have developed into some really good soccer players, and that school and college, playing college ball and playing and potentially playing professional soccer is in sight, and we wanted to provide that. We see International Soccer Club as that top tier, to get them there, to at least give them, I can get there, to give them that vision. And like I said, it's just about that pathway, and so here we are. So as I said, it's those kids that really drove us to do this, to really say, yeah, this is definitely something we have to do. But that's LIFA in a nutshell, OGN in a nutshell. And here we are with International Soccer Club, and looking forward to kicking off a great season.
We're adding stuff to the pie.
Yeah, yes, yeah, absolutely.
And how do you feel about that, Billy?
Oh, it's huge for me. Yeah. I was involved in the youth program that they started out of the Boys and Girls Club before they got involved with LIFA, and to see how much it's grown, and to still, even though I haven't coached in the past, couple of years, still been around the community and see that. And I actually played in the adult LIFA league with Jared a few years back, and it really is. It's a spectacle on Sundays, and it means so much to these people, and to be able to bring them, another between the youth and the adults that this game means so much to in the community. To be able to provide them with a pro team that they can call their own, and we're playing out of Riviera University. It's easy for them to get to, and I can't wait for the season to kick off, and like I said, it's just perfect timing for it all to come together.
Let me know of the schedule, because I want to go see the games.
Absolutely. You'll be a guest.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay? Yes. Yep.
Now I know we're looking for collaboration.
Yep.
Let's talk about that.
Yep. So I mean, like I said, we know that we've been able to close a gap, right? We've been able to close a gap, with LIFA, but there still exists that population that we're missing out on. There are still a population of kids that are missing out on opportunities to play. There was and with the pro team now we're talking about the population of the 18 to 24-year-old age group, the collegiate player, the post-collegiate player, players who are just, who may have graduated from college, who are only 22, 23 years old, still driven to play the game. We see International Soccer Club closing that gap for those players that are around. But again, we want to kind of, as president of the council, what I've been able to recognize is that and working in the school district, is as a guidance counselor, I'm well aware of what the needs are in the community, especially when it comes to the youth. And there is still a gap there, and we want to utilize our staff, our players, as resources to close that gap. Because I'm sure you're well aware. I mean, when you have an idea, you want to do something, but you need hands on deck to do it.
Yes.
And so a lot of the organizations that that exist in Nashua at this moment are a lot of volunteer-based organizations, and it's hard with people's busy schedules these days to get to places and to have people do more with smaller budgets, with smaller amount of people. It's difficult. So we kind of see ourselves that's where we see us being really utilized in the community is utilizing our professional staff. We have a front office staff of 6-7 people. That's Nelson Neves, Ahmed Abdelaziz, who's a player and a student at Riviera University. We have who am I missing here? Our coaching staff, is Gerald White is our head coach. Lucas Hill's our assistant coach, and Robbie Fuller as our goalkeeper coach. Marvin Alfaro, who's also on our front office staff as well. We just brought on a new student from Nashua Community College. Stephen Ring. Who's going to be providing some assistance as well. So people who have a real understanding and a real understanding of what our goals are, and ones that and people that want to give back. And I mean, that's, and on top of our future players, to have a presence in the community as well. I mean, is huge for us as well. So, we just want to have a strong presence in the community and do what we can and provide to those organizations that are already existing, and provide more to them, and quality to them as well. So, through the game or through whatever else that it is that they may be needing, for the future. So
That sounds good.
yeah. So really looking forward to it.
Let me know if I can do anything to help.
Yes, absolutely. So that's International Soccer Club, and it did start out. I think Billy talked a little bit about it at the beginning. Is it started out as just a youth organization, and the idea behind it, John Mata was the owner of the club, and my father, he coached and trained all the teams of the club, and John Mata is a supporter of LIFA as well, and it's just been, and aside from that, has been a professional mentor to me, and it has provided me guidance in so many ways. So thank you, Mr. Mata, for everything. But truly, he's just a great man. He really is, and so he was, it's Billy spoke to paying homage to my father and what. In the impact that he's had, the impact that Mr. Mata had. Conversations I had with Mr. Mata was when I was a kid in early 90s in soccer, when he was at the helm of soccer, it was exciting. I don't know, you might not even know this, but back then there was a pro team that played in Holland Stadium.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah, in Holland Stadium. In those days, soccer was booming. The Nashua High varsity versus BG would sell out. Thousands of people would be at those games.
Wow.
The Ramblers, it was called the Nashua Ramblers, and same deal. Thousands of people would be at that game, sold out. Just huge numbers. I mean, it was hugely popular back in the early 90s, and I always tell John, I want to bring it back to that. That's what I look to do. That's a goal of mine, so here we are, and we, like I said, is when I look at the landscape of soccer in Nashua, it is that there's a missing piece, and that piece is International Soccer Club.
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the big vision? I mean, that missing piece, it's going to be filled.
Yep.
Right. When it is filled, what is the vision for the International Soccer?
Well, it's interesting. It's an interesting question. I mean, it's the vision is big. It's long term. This isn't 1 year. I mean, we know we brought on a solid team of staff, and because we know that this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon, right? We want to build for the long term, and we understand that we're in our first year. We're just building our framework, right? And then as each year goes by, we grow, we get better as an organization, things like that. But we're here for the long term. We're here to grow the game, to make it, to gain popularity in the game, to just continue to give opportunities to the youth, to see higher level ball. But also, when you take a look at landscape of soccer in the country, okay, I don't know, you might not be aware of this, but U.S. soccer didn't qualify for the World Cup this year.
I'm guilty. I didn't know.
Yes, they did not qualify. So it has set off, a communication cycle of what has just happened. For the biggest country in North America to not qualify for the World Cup.
It's because they need you and Billy.
So, well, the thing is a lot of the issues that have been brought up are the things that we're resolving here in Nashua. With LIFA and the pay-to-play structure. See, the pay-to-play system of play really minimizes opportunities for kids. I mean, it's a large number of kids are missing out, and to play for some of the local organizations, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and it's hard for people to commit to that. So the pay-to-play structure, that's being talked about on the national stage now, and it's something that we've been working on for over 3-4 years. It's old news to us, So, but something that we recognized years ago, and we said, okay, let's establish a program where it doesn't require these high fees, things like that. But then, so you've got that aspect of it. So we've in many ways, are closing that gap, working on that, and looking on ways to continue to give, through that. But also there's conversation at the professional level game about what they call promotion relegation, and the whole promotion relegation aspect is what promotion relegation means is that if you have multiple leagues, right? You have the top league. The first place team in the Division II league gets to move up to the Division I, right? And then the bottom two of the first division go down a division.
Okay.
So what has happened is we don't have that system here in America, but what they're talking about is at this professional level is to provide that system, and what that will ultimately do is broaden the player pool. So if more players have an opportunity to play at a higher level, there's more opportunity for them to continue to move up that ladder of the U.S. soccer system, right?
Yep.
And to gain more exposure. But right now it's so closed that with pay to play, on top of pay to play, on top of the promotion the lack of the promotion relegation, and also organizations that aren't tied to a professional organization, right? So we're looking to collaborate with local organizations here, but most specifically is with LIFA and NYSL, and to be that top tier, and to at least the kids see that ladder is here existing in Nashua.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
And how are you guys? Are you guys looking? Are you self-sustainable? Are you looking to have games? And how are you guys going to achieve sustainability?
Yeah. So through local sponsorships, in many ways it's a lot relative to what we've done with LIFA is again partnerships and utilizing the resources at hand. Can't thank Riviera University enough. Riviera is our home field. And the administration over at Riv has been wonderful, and the athletic director there, Joanne Merrills, has been great. So they're allowing us to utilize their great facility, for field space, and which they have been for LIFA as well for quite some time. So
Nice.
We're looking, we're excited about that. So we're using that. But like I said, is local sponsorships, ticket sales. We feel that with such a large population of people playing the game, it's the highest played sport in Nashua. So why not provide? Why think otherwise? Why think that it can't grow from there?
I hear you.
So as I said, that's the way we'd be looking at it. What we'd be doing for sustainability, so that's where we're at this point, and looking forward to just getting the league.
Well, wish me luck that my movie. I made a movie last year that I'm trying to air.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That wish me luck that I make it big, okay? And I'll be happy to sponsor you guys. Now, if someone in that community, a person that wanted to play soccer, or a company or organization person that wanted to support you guys, how can they reach you?
They can reach us they can reach out to internationalsoccerclub.org, or you can reach us out at Facebook, and that's where all our contact information is right on there. And for players, where am I looking? Camera on, right? So for players, January 20th, 12:30 at Tingsboro Sports Center is our open tryout, is our second open tryout. We had our first open tryout that was wonderful turnout, great talent. So looking forward to seeing more. But 12:30, Saturday, January 20th, Tingsboro Sports Center. See you guys there. So.
I'm going to mark it down on my calendar.
Yep.
Billy, you've been quiet. Join us.
You know, when you partner up with Jared, you kind of can take the backseat on the conversation. And that's one of my favorite things about working with him.
He's very passionate. I admire this man.
He is.
Yeah.
And, you know, we share the same philosophies on a lot of these things. And, you know, he does a great job at articulating them, so I don't have to.
So your job is easy.
It is. And unfortunately, he won't be able to make the tryout on January 20th, so I'm going to have to get up in front of the players and talk. And I'm not exactly looking forward to that. But
put on a face mask.
Yeah,
Looks like him, and you'll be fine.
But no, it's great. And, you know, it's great being able to work with him. You know, like I said, I started playing soccer for his father when I was 5 years old. So him and his older brother have always been big brothers to me. So to be able to work with them on something, you know, that we all care so much about bringing this into the community it's huge for me.
Cool. I want to thank you guys both, not only for being here, for what you do. You know, when I met this guy, he told me, I used to work with the youth, and some kids wanted to play soccer, but they couldn't afford it. And I heard this Jared guy that has a program in which kids that cannot afford soccer can go and play. Two of my kids were very happy to meet you.
Yep.
So let me thank you again for the work that you do. Thank you for being involved in that.
Yeah.
I wish you guys lots of success.
Thank you.
Okay, you should come back sometime.
Yep.
In fact, keep me posted on the schedule. I'll go with my camera, I'll videotape a game, and we'll air it.
Absolutely.
Right?
That'd be great.
And I'll try to spread the word as much as I can in the people that I know.
Yes, please. That'd be great. Thank you very much.
So you're welcome.
Yes, yeah.
See, time flies when you're having fun. So
It
we're
does,
coming to the close of the show. Anything that you guys want to say, send out, any message you want to send out to the community?
Just that I want to say thank you to all that has made this possible. And this is for the youth out there as well. You know, you can't get what you want to get done. If you have goals, if you have dreams, you need people. And, you know, we have a solid team at International Soccer Club. We have a solid team at LIFA. So all the team at LIFA, all the team at International Soccer Club, thank you for what you've done. And you know, we're going to keep moving forward. We're really excited for this opportunity, really excited to what it's going to bring to Nashua, and are absolutely looking forward to the future for Nashua soccer. So very, very excited.
And Billy, throw in one last word.
Just to piggyback on that, I want to thank everybody that's been involved and gotten us to this point. And I look forward to keep grinding and put in more and more work for you guys to put a good product on the field and in the community for you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, and I'll thank you guys again for coming.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Billy,
for
nice
having
to
us.
meet you.
Nice
Thank
to meet
you.
you.
And thank you for being with us. Thank you. As you see, these guys are two very cool guys doing a very good thing. Okay, so let's support this International Soccer Club. Let's get behind them. It's good for Nashua. We all know how lovely and beautiful Nashua is because of guys like this. So let's get behind them. I'll do everything I can to promote them. Then you contact them and do what you can. I'll be buying tickets for the game. And with that, I want to thank you again for your time. I appreciate it. Your host, your friend, your CHW, Rafael Calderon. God bless.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.